Okay, so I got some D606s, you know, for the, got rid of the stock tires, which were pretty much garbage. And first time I'm converting this back to dirt from the Supermoto setup. You can see the wheels over there. And I changed the gearing because stock is 43. Stock is 13 in the front, 43 in the back. And that's a little tall. The sprocket that was on the Supermoto wheel was a 44, and I like that. A bigger sprocket in the back, a little more punch, a little less top end. For the dirt, I wanted even more punch. I wasn't worried so much about the top end, but I didn't want to lose too much top end, so I went with a 45. So it's not a big jump. It's 2 teeth bigger than stock. I've talked to a lot of guys on the web, and they were saying they were running like 49s, and you pretty much lose all your top end, you know, even cruising 60, 65, you're screaming it, and I didn't want to go that extreme. So just to show, I got my scale here. Anytime you can lighten up rotating mass is a good thing. So we're going to weigh this sprocket, and it's coming in at 1.85 pounds. And then we're going to weigh the aluminum one, and it's 0.63 pounds. That's a huge difference. So, I mean, just if you just feeling these two, you're like, oh my God, this is so heavy, this is so light. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put these on today, and then we're going to reinstall this wheel back on. Okay, we also got to put the old disc back on, and I didn't want to take the disc off of the Supermoto wheel. I want to leave it on there. I actually had another rotor, so that one's staying. I don't have one for the front. I had to switch that one, but I don't like moving rotors back and forth, so I'm eventually going to buy another rotor for the front. They're not cheap. They're like $100, but you know, for convenience and you know, the fact of, you know, you want to lock tight these bolts in, so you don't want to keep taking them on and off and on and off. So we're going to lock tight this one on, and next time, hopefully by the next time I get used to, I get ready to change for the next one, I'll have another rotor, and I'll have the front all buttoned up on the Supermoto wheel, so we won't have to do this again. Okay, so initial thoughts here. I had to lube the chain up. This is the stock chain. This bike only has maybe 1,500 miles on it. Putting the 45 on the back was about as much as that stock chain's going to go, and even now it's too tight. And that's, you can see it's as far in as it'll go in the adjusters. So if you're going to do this, if you're going to put a sprocket on your bike and you don't want to change the chain, don't go any bigger than a 45. 46 will not fit, I can guarantee you that. And it's going to take a while for this one to stretch in, so I'm not doing any jumps. I'm just going to put road miles on this, scrub these tires in real good. I did take it in the dirt, you know. I wanted to see what it was like. And it's not a YZ, you know. And it's, I kind of had to, like, muscle memory came back. I remember dual sports when I was a kid, and they kind of like slide around turns, you know. It's like a dirt tracker. And so that's going to be, I'm going to have to get used to that again. You're definitely not going to stuff this thing into a corner real hard. It's just not that kind of bike. But it is a good bike. I really am enjoying this bike, and the way that it does everything good. You know, it's not really great at anything, but it's good at a lot of things. And that's kind of, you know, what I remember from dual sports when I was a kid. It's like you could go anywhere, you could pretty climb anything. You might do it at a slower pace, but you can still do it. So as far as these tires, you know, I'm gonna have to do some reviews on them, see how I like these 606s. I don't think they're gonna be all that great in dirt. I was able to get second gear wheelies clutched up with that thing. I didn't know if it was gonna bite or just spin. It will bite. I gotta check pressures. I'm probably a little high on pressures too, so. But yeah, I'm really digging this bike. I really like this bike, and like I said in my earlier video when I first got it, there's so much I want to do to it, and I think the next step is going to be handlebars. And I definitely, you know, I'm 6 foot, so this bike fits me well. But I'm torn. I don't know what to do about. I want to go to the 1/8 bars, and I'm going to do the Pro Tapers. I'm not going to sure if I'm going to go with the Evos or the Contours. But you know how I'm going to mount them is Pro Taper sells mounts that'll go right in, but they raise the bars up 3/4, so that's good. But I usually I like the CR high bends, and I've had them on several bikes, so you know I don't know if I do the risers and put the CR high bends on, if it's going to be too high. It's going to feel weird, and I guess I'm probably just going to go that route. And if it is too high, then maybe I'll go to a different mount where, you know, the mounts are lower, where I actually take these mounts out. And I'm not even sure how bad it's going to be to get to those mounts, whether I'm going to have to drop the forks out or not. So that's where I'm headed. And I already put a little ramble on here for my GPS or my phone. That's cool. My son's getting his license. We just ordered the Cardo packs, I think it's called, the communicators. So that's going to be nice because, you know, he's just getting his license, and it's going to be nice to talk to him, you know, tell him if he's doing something stupid or what to watch out for, because, you know, without having any experience riding a motorcycle on the road, I just don't want to cut him loose, you know what I mean? It scares me to death the way people drive these days. So, but yeah, it's a good bike. I really like this bike, so I plan on keeping this for a long time, and like I said, doing a lot of stuff to it. And I'm really surprised with the power. It's got good power. You got to rev it up to get to it, but once you get it spinning, it'll go. So all in all, good bike.